page 9 is going to be a double pocket. So I have my base page picked out. I'm going to use this pink one here, and it looks like that on the back. So we're going to need to cut two pieces. One is 5 3/4 by 11, and the next one is going to be 4 3/8 by 11. And then we're going to put our decorative cut or dot on the edge here. So we're going to do that on both of those. So let me do that and I'll show you what I have. I have my two pieces cut. So this is the larger one, and then I use this die here, and I also did the background for that. So I have two, and they're just going to go down like this. But before we do that, we need to find some paper to put on these. So let me do that, and I'll show you what I picked out. Okay, I went through my scraps, and for this larger one here, I found this piece. And I just cut it to fit. Well, what we're going to do is these are going to wrap, so it really only needs to be the size of your paper. So we'll do that. So I picked that for the larger one. And then for the smaller one, I have this piece that I found like this, the brown with the writing, and it looks like it's actually the back side of the one that I'm going to be using. And that's going to go here. And I cut out this little cutout from the paper, and I am going to put that right here. So the first thing we need to do is we need to put a piece of score tape right along the bottom here, or wet glue, whichever you're going to use. And then we are going to put our pocket down, and we'll center it both sides, and I'll make sure it's good and centered, and then we'll wrap around the end and tack it down in the back. So let me do that. And I have it on, and I have it wrapped and tacked in the back. So now all I need to do is put glue on the back side, and then just center it to fit right like that. So let me do that. Okay, now we just need a piece of score tape or glue on the bottom, and then we're going to attach this one and try to line it up with the one, the top one, so they're kind of lined up. So let's go ahead and do that. And this is what it looks like all together. So we got the two pockets. That looks very pretty. And then we just need to put our score tape on the back and mount this in our book. Okay, page 10. Now for page 10, this is the base page paper that I'm picking out. Is this on the back? And it's going to go like that. We're going to have a side pocket, and the side pocket is 4 5/8 by 9, and that's going to go right here. And on my pocket, I am going to take my Martha Stewart 1/2 inch punch, and I'm just going to make a decorative punch across the edge here. And then I'm going to glue that right there. And then we're going to have a flip out that goes over all that. And this flip out piece is 8 3/4 by 9. No, I'm sorry. It's 7 1/4 by 9 1/2. And that's going to go over here. And then we're going to have two little flip-up pockets, or flip-ups, that are going to go right here, that are going to be held in place with magnets. So let me go ahead and just get this, and we'll just start with making our pocket first. So I'm going to take my Martha Stewart punch, and I'm going to punch this. I'm going to add some glue down here. Then I'm going to attach it, making sure it's even on both sides. I'm going to fold it over, and then I'll show you what mine looks like. Okay, so I have the pocket on, and the paper that I'm going to be using to cover this is this one here. Is this on that side? And I was going to just put it, I was actually going to use the gray side. And just center it and put it down on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, now for our flip out, for our right flip out, we just need to get that piece and fold in on the second score line, and we'll have the other score line right here. So you should be able to see your first score line, which should be at 8 3/4, and the second one should be 8 7/8. So we're just going to slide that on, get everything all lined up. Then we're going to turn it over, and then we're just going to tack it down. So let's do that. Okay, I have my flip attached. So the next thing we need to do before we go any further is we need to place a magnet right here. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, I have my magnet put down there, so while that glue is hardening, I'm going to go find some papers to cover this up with. Okay, my magnet is, the cement is, glue is dry, and this is a paper that I picked. I'm going to put right there, just like that. Okay, I have the paper on. The next thing we need to do is just close it up and then find the mate to our magnet. And then we just need to just glue that on. Okay, the next thing we need to do is find the paper that we want for the cover here. And this is what I'm going to be using. It's this one right here. And it looks like that on the back. So that's the one I picked that's going to go on the outside of the flip here. But before we attach this, what we're going to need to do is just set this aside. And we need to get out our two little flip-ups. And we need to pick out what papers we want to put on these. And what I'm going to do is I went through the cutouts and I cut out the little cutout, the one that says invitation. I cut out this one. And I cut out this one that says save the date. You know, they're just this on the back. And then when we flip it over, for the back side, for these, I cut out one of these. They're just blank with writing. And now I was going to put that on the back of one, and then I have this one I was going to put on the back of the other. So I have my papers picked out. So the next thing we need to do before we go any further is we need to place magnets on these, because these are going to get attached to the top of this, and it's going to have a magnet right here on the back. So the first thing we need to do is we need to place magnets on the bottoms of these two right here. So let me go ahead and place those. Okay, my magnets are on. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to flip it up like this, and then I'm going to take the inside pieces that I picked out, and I'm just going to add glue around, and then I'm just going to center them in here. I'm making sure I stay away from the score lines down on the bottom. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what they look like. Okay, these are glued down, so we're just going to flip them over, and we are going to add glue to the back of these and attach them to the front. Now on mine, they are in almost an exact fit from side to side. So if you want to have a little bit of a white border, you'll need to trim them down. I just cut mine out of the way they were on the paper pad, and I'm just going to make them fit like so. I'll just come up a little bit from the bottom and stay away from the score line, but I know it's going to be right to the edge on that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down, and I'm going to go and glue that one down. After you have your pages cemented, or you're on your flip, you just need to take your base page, fold over your flap to the outside score line, place it on your paper where you want it to be. So I think I'm going to put one here and one here. I'm going to have a little spacing between them here and like that. So that's how I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to do one at a time. I'm going to hold this in place, turn it over, tack it down, put the second one on, tack it down, and then we need to put the magnets on there, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, have them on, have them tacked in the back. Now you need to just pull them up. You just need to pull it up to that score line, just make a little crease. There we go. And then bring it down until it's flat across. When it's like that, all you need to do is turn it over and let this find where the magnets go. Just like that. And then we just need to tack those down. Just add a little bit of glue. And let that glue set up. And then all we need to do is add our score tape all the way around, one down the middle, and I'll put one on either side. Oh, don't put tape here like I told you to do. I mean, you can, because we're going to take it off, and now we just need to attach it to this right here. So remove your score tape, and then we're going to attach it to that, just like that. So give me a minute to do that, and I'll show you how it turned out. Okay, I have that on, and page 10 is complete. So you've got two flip outs here. And then this is going to open. So it's going to be held down with a magnet. It's going to open like this. Then we have this page here with the pocket. Now we're going to turn this over, and we are going to add score tape all the way around, one down the middle and one on either side. Pages 11 and 12 are going to be very super simple. I have this cut out for a base page. It looks like that. And I have this one cut out for a base page, and it looks like that. Now, since this album is actually for my niece, well, my sister was over, and what she said we can do with these two pages is just leave them like this, and what we'll do is we'll put pictures of the bridal, all the ladies, on this one, and then we'll put a picture of all the men on that one. We'll leave it kind of simple. And my niece does live really close to me, so when she's ready to put, pictures in her album, I can just go over there with all my embellishments, or she can come over here and we can add more things to her album. But right now, this is all I'm going to do for these two pages, so I'm just going to put score tape on the back and down the middle, and then these pages will be complete. Okay, all the pages are in the album. So this is what we have. We have this one that flips up, and it flips out with the pocket, and a side pocket here. And this page opens up, and this opens up, and we have large areas for some nice size photos here, which is what she wants. So, and another one for a nice photo here. I do have a couple of these. I might trim down and go ahead and add those on after the... Sometimes I like tucking them under, but it'll work fine leaving them on top. Here we have a waterfall. So everything turned out really pretty. And then these are the pull-outs that we did. Those two. And then this page here with the flip-outs with pockets. And a big pocket here. And another place for another big photo here. Bring that up. And here we have two little flip-ups. They're held down with magnets. And then this opens, and we have a nice pocket here. Another large picture mat right here to place a photo. And here we have a double pocket. And on this page, it's just like this, so she can add a picture, all the men, and then over here all the girls in the bridal shower, the bridal party. So we'll have the women and the men. So that'll be a nice page for that. So we're all set, ready to decorate. Now I'm not going to be totally decorating it completely because I am going to be giving this to her as a gift, but she is going to want to add some of her own little touches, and we'll do that when she gets the album and she gets her pictures, and we're working on it, so things are going to change because we'll be adding more embellishments and things like that and more mats. But I'm going to decorate it up, and yeah, so let's get started doing that.